I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, all praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm the brother Zion. All right, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And just that work with it real quick. All right, Lord willing, I could feed you brothers, a quick meal. All right, and I'm going to start with the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 4. All right, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Now, who is the wicked that the Bible speaks about? Now, as brothers in the truth, we know who the wicked is. All right, it's Esau, Edom. Okay, he's known at the border of wickedness. Let's get that real quick. Because people might say, well, how you know that the so-called white man is the wicked? Y'all be calling them wicked. How you know? Well, we go off what the Holy Scriptures say. All right. And this is how you prove it. All right. You go back to Israelite 101. You go back to the basics, right? This is the book of Malachi. Let's see. Want to make sure I'm getting the right one. They shall call him the border of wickedness. Is it Malachi or Micah? Let me see. Bible Kushah, bear with me. This is Malachi chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. So that's talking about Edom. Okay, Esau, Edom. They are known as the border of wickedness. Okay, so they're the wicked according to the Bible. Now back in Job, chapter 20, verse 4, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and that the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And that's a question. So that's Esau, man. Okay, even if you look now, you see what's going on in his society. You can see that this nigga is finished. He's completely circling the drain, man. All right, like after you get on the toilet and you do your number 2 and you flush it, it's going down the drain. That's this nigga's kingdom, man. And even these everyday Edomites are starting to see it. Even these everyday, people, because these Edomites, they like to live in their own particular bubble, like nothing is happening. But they can see this shit going to nothing. They can see their beloved America being completely, utterly done away with. All right. Their time is up. All right. And all the wickedness that they've done, their forefathers. And that's how these Edomites get over, man. They've gotten over by bloodshed, cheating the system, having a head start, even though that was all prophecy. The scripture said they're not in trouble like other men. The Lord told Gad that a troop was going to overcome them. Right. So just speaking about here in America, the history of it, which there was history of it before, a little bit of history of it before, but how Esau, Edom got America, that was prophecy. The Lord put the spirit on you to do all of the shit you did. It ain't like you some mighty nation that the Lord no, the Lord gave you what you got. He gave you the sword. He gave you the weapons. He lifted you up because in the scriptures, you're known as a base man. All right. So now your time is up. That's why you getting ready to come down having great wrath, because you know that you have but a short time. All right. So now you trying to implement what you got to do, but just go ahead and do it, because that's only going to get the kingdom of heaven here even faster. All right. It says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung, like your own shit. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision in the night. All right. And that's basically you being taken out of your rulership. Okay. And then ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to serve your captivity. All right. And then your ass is going to be bound and done away with, man, and burnt up. All right. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. And the Lord said, there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord have spoken it. And there's a reason for that. That's why it says, for the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So that's what this is talking about in Job, the 20th chapter. He shall perish forever like his own dung. Yea, they which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream. He shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as the vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. Everything that you took, everything that you stole, because we know that you get down by rape, robbery, and murder. So his children is going to seek to please the poor. That's talking about Israel. And his hands shall restore their goods, man. Everything that you've taken. That's why it says in Obadiah, will they not have stolen till they had enough? Because all you do is fucking take shit, man. All right? Because you're a thief. You're a robber. You're the devil, man. The great deceiver of the planet Earth. All right? The physical incarnation of Satan is the children of Edom, the children of the wicked, man. His bones are full of sin of his youth. All right? Which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though it be hid from under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it is still within his mouth. Yea, his meat is in his bowels, is turned. It is the gall of ass within him. He have swallowed down riches. All right, you swallowed down riches, man. You got everything by deceit, riches by deceit. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. So everything that you took, all right, the Most High is going to make you vomit all of that up, man, through the Spirit. All right, you going to literally be like, right now, these elite, they got all of the gold, right? They got all of the gold. They got the silver. They got the money. They got the power. When that's all taken away from them, that's an example of Yahweh Shem Yahushai making him vomit up those riches, man. All right. His place is not going to, it's not going to hit, meaning his power seat is not going to be found anymore. All right. Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? This is also, you can connect this with Job. All right. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Now, this is not the Christian church where we teach you that this nigga, the devil, was in the heavens playing the piano, and he made the Most High mad, and the Most High kicked him out. All right. No, this is talking about Esau, Edom, falling from his power seat. Okay. Because the word Lucifer means light bearer. And who bears the light right now? The so-called white man. All right. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? And we know that that's him. Okay. But it's beautiful how the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to flip the script, because the nations are going to turn on his ass, man. And they're going to nuke this nigga. All right. It's going to be Edomite on Edomite crime. And you gonna have the other nations up in there, right? But they're going to spiritually jump Babylon, man. And that's going to be the end of his reign. Which didst weaken the nations, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will also sit upon the mountains of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And that's Esau, Edom. That's why it says in Obadiah once again, O thou most proud, man. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. His pride has literally deceived him. He believes he can be like the Most High, and the Most High has given him everything that he's doing. So he's literally being deceived. The deceived and the deceiver is his. Right? Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? And that's how we know that it's talking about a man when you start at the 12th verse. All right? Because Esau, Edom is the man that made the world as a wilderness, that destroyed cities. All right? He is the man that made the earth to tremble and shook kingdoms. That's why Babylon is known as the hammer of the earth. All right? Because they go around and they basically, bully the world in a fashion. But he's going to be taken down. Then they're going to look at you like this is the man. Once he's taken down and he's stripped of all of his power, they're going to really see you for who you are. All right? In that caveman state. Okay? Jump down to verse 21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So prepare slaughter for his children, meaning what? You are your forefathers in the reincarnation, because a lot of these devils might say, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that put you in slavery. It wasn't me that did this. It wasn't me that did that. But yeah, you benefited off of it. You still benefiting off it to this day. All right? You got a head start. You benefiting off your father's father's father being a slave master. Your last name may take you generation. It may benefit you for generations. That's how these damn Edomites get ahead, man. And Jake being so traumatized over the years, all right, that people don't understand what slavery did to the nation of Israel, man. It was generations and generation upon trauma, where that shit actually fucked Jake up. I was listening to some Jakes talk the other day, and they basically was talking about, oh, you see that, we don't come together like the Arabs and these other nations. We black, we don't come together. A lot of y'all niggas don't understand the curses, man. And the sooner you can understand the curses, you will understand why Jake ain't coming together. Even in the worldly sense, man. Jake not going to come together. Because you're under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. But those curses are soon to be broken. And then we going to come together when the kingdom of heaven is established, man. You ain't going to fully come together in the land of your captivity. Yeah, it's certain Jakes that do shit together, that make money together, that have projects, and they do. But as a nation, that's not going to happen until the kingdom of heaven is fully established. All right? Until then, niggas are going to be divided. All right? You're going to have this northern king versus the southern kingdom. You're going to have so-called Latin Puerto Ricans and Dominicans looking at each other funny. Dominicans and Jamaicans looking at each other funny. Niggas and Venezuelans looking at each other funny. Like I was watching Get Rich or Die Trying the other day with 50 Cent. And there was a scene in there where, Judah was going against the Venezuelans. I think there was Venezuelans in the movie. They was killing each other. All right. That's a curse. It was a war on drugs. That's a curse. You shooting your brother. You killing your brother. That's a curse. That's Deuteronomy 28. All right. If you tell a Puerto Rican, yo, hey, you Dominican, that nigga was trying to fight you. Hell no, I ain't Dominican. I'm Puerto Rican. But you an Israelite. But they'll take that shit like, what? That's a curse, man. Okay? That's a curse. But a lot of our people don't understand the history of who they truly are. So right now we're divided as a people. But we all have one common enemy, man. Which is Esau and the other nations. Okay? A lot of our people, man, that's part of the reason why they're going to be destroyed. Because they just don't know their damn enemy, man. They just don't know their enemy. But don't worry, Esau gonna eventually show you even more who he is. Then your ass gonna be crying to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. It's gonna be too late. Psalms chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have, Salakia, have lifted up the head. You heard that? They that hate thee. You have people that hate you. You have nations that hate you. But you sitting over there trying to love every damn body, man. That don't mean that you carry that anger towards you every single day at your workplace and in your everyday life. That just means that you observe and you know that you have enemies. And the reason why they act the way they act towards you. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. They actually tried to come and make you forget who you are as a people, man. That's a big thing. Look what it's done to us as a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, even though it was prophecy, it still results to it. They that have consulted together with one consent, and they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, that nigga's number one. The Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagareans, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek. The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre. Now, if you don't know who those nations are, you could look them up. All right, go to Chat GPT and type it up. But that's showing you that, and the reason I say that is because that'll make you go actually do something. Instead of me just saying, oh, this nation is no. Go study. I need to study too. All right. And ain't just trying to talk down on you, brothers. But sometimes, you know, when we was coming up, the apostles would tell us, go look it up for yourself as well. So go look it up if you don't know those nations. However, that's showing you that we have enemies, man. And that's pretty much the point of the lesson, because I got to get back into the job. But, you know, and I also have brothers wondering why I ain't showing my face. I got work uniform on with you know, labels and stuff on it. But however, yeah, you have enemies, man. And the number one enemy, starting how we started off the lesson, the number one enemy is the one who we read about, and he's getting ready to go down. So just continue to do what you have to do, and stay prayed up in the spirit, man. You know, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.